Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 3 of Coffee with the Commodore. I am Commodore Skip. Once again, I must say I am not affiliated with any military organization or shipping company or any ship at all. And that does include the SS Minnow. So thank you, all your elementary school and middle school and junior high school jokes. I do not know Gilligan. Now that we've got that away, hope everybody is doing fine. Thank you, everybody who's watched my past 2 videos. I still can't believe I'm getting people to watch. You guys are awesome. My little Commodorites. Commodorians? I don't know. I'll come up with a name later, but my friends, thank you. Today's coffee is Green Mountain Breakfast Blend, and it's in my Captain America cup. That's America's coffee right there. I'm sure a lot of you understand that reference. So today, I'm going to talk a little bit about gaming mastering, dungeon mastering, storytelling, being the keeper of arcane knowledge. Whatever game you're playing is whatever tag they put on the person who's actually running it. Um, I have mentioned before that I have been gaming since 1978, since the Jimmy Carter administration. And, we would take turns back then when it first started playing D&D, "Oh, I wanna run. I wanna get my +5 sword. Oh, I'll run you through, B2 to keep on the Borderlands. Oh, I wanna go get a laser gun from, Expedition to Barrier Peaks," stuff like that. So that doesn't really count. I mean, you're getting your foot on the ground, but, you weren't doing the ROLE playing. You're pretty much doing the ROLL playing. And it really wasn't until college that I really started to actually run games, you know. Um, and I was always nervous about it because one, it's a lack of confidence in myself, you know. Um, I think I'm a good role player. I think that's one of my talents. But as far as setting stages and stuff like that in the game master world, I'm still a little iffy. And started that in college. Now I did run one long term campaign. I ran a Dragonlance campaign 3.5 that lasted, I believe, 2 years, and everybody seemed to enjoy that. It was fun to do. Um, but since then, I really haven't run anything long term. I've always wanted to, and then I get started, and then things happen, or I get distracted, or I just lose confidence in myself, and that's something I'm trying to avoid now. So I've kind of jumped in with both feet and set up games on both Symphony Entertainment and also the old ways, and just dipping my toe back in. I've run for old ways. I ran a short hunter campaign. To me, I was scared to death. Honestly, I was really scared to death. Avengers Assemble. Um, Everybody seemed to enjoy it. I think the time I was really concerned about timing and how to keep the flow going between 4 characters, and it was difficult. I loved it, and I'm glad I got the opportunity, and I'll got something else down the pike coming as well, but, um, yeah, I was scared to death. I mean, I really was. It's my first time. I wasn't a cast member at that time yet. I was just kinda proving myself, and, now I'm just like, "Okay, I'm 58 years old. Why do I need to be scared of all this?" I'm gaming with my friends. Regardless of where I am, what I'm doing, even if it's recording, if it's not recording, if it's a beer and pretzels game, I need to get over that fear. So I've dived in, doing a scenario by a good friend of mine who actually introduced me to Call of Cthulhu back in the '90s. Todd Kingry. I found one of his scenarios that he had written. He never published it, but it was a follow up to The Haunting. A very good and very classic introductory scenario for Call of Cthulhu, um, which I've ran here and there. But I wanted to try it, and see how it fits in 7th edition, so we're gonna give that a shot. And then, I've kinda fallen in love with the One Ring. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on, other people playing it, going the rules. I got to play it at Game Hole, so trying that on the old ways. It's not recorded. It's just a looking for game type thing. But anyway, I'm trying to build my confidence up. I also did one of those sonatas over on Symphony, and Bridget gave me a shot of that. We had some technical issues, um, and again, I was terrified. Terrified. I mean, I was making stuff up at the top of my head, which I'm fairly decent at, but I really couldn't come up with a good ending, or I couldn't set the scene right. And that's something that's most uncomfortable to me. I'm very good, and I'll toot my own horn on this. I'm very good at taking an adventure and using the meat and potatoes as part of it, but then I'll introduce some of my other ideas as we go along, really sometimes on the fly. And as long as I remember to write it down when I do that, then I think it's okay. And I'm comfortable doing that. But then the doubt sleeps in. It's like, well, should I have done it that way? Should I have run it the way that the author intended? No, that's just not my thing. You know, I love published adventures. I mean, but I think it's easier for me to put my own spin on it. Um, and as far as like plots and stuff like that, as much as I loved most of Game of Thrones, it's hard for me to come up with a political plot, you know. And that's something I'm going to need to work on because it's something I want to learn how to do. So that's kind of where I am right now. But there's that but oh my old boss in radio beating my butt right now for saying that all the time. But and it's one of those crutch words in radio when you get nervous, or you don't know what you're going to say next and anything like that. I think there's just some things I need to improve on, and the most thing is to get over the fear. If I screw up, I'm going to screw up. You know, Eh, since you're playing with friends, people who are trying to encourage you, and just want to be there for a good time, I shouldn't really worry about it. But when you get inside this noggin here, this 58-year-old noggin, it gets kind of scary. So, um, but I'm looking forward to doing that. I really am, because it's time for me to come out of my comfort level. There's a lot of things that I did not do that I've always wanted to do, and I'm at the point in my life where I want to do them. One is become a better game master. I've played just a lot of systems, and I love learning new systems. I really do. I think it's neat. I'm never going to find the most perfect system because I don't think there's ever going to be one that's out there. But just trying them all as they come along, and if you don't like it, that's fine. Just sell it at a used bookstore or something like that, or give it to a friend, um, and just keep rolling with it. Sorry, my throat's a little dry today, so I'm gonna be drinking a little extra coffee with a little pumpkin spice in it. It's that pumpkin spice time of year. So that's something I've really wanted to do. And the second thing I wanted to do is do a show like this where I'm just talking. No pressure, no anything like that. But I did go back and I looked, and I'm thinking the radio DJ in me, all the training I received, all the years I was in radio, it needs to be edited a little bit. You got that? I need a music bed. I need an opening. I need, it's that thing. So look for that in the future. I'm really thinking about putting that as part of this show. I'm still going to leave the free form in the middle. I really am, but I am going to do something maybe a little spiffy in the very beginning and at the end, just to give it. There goes Lola. That's cat number two, the troublemaker. But just to improve the look of the show. I don't know how big this is going to get. It may keep the 30 or so subscribers that I've got, and that's great because I love you guys. But you never know, and you don't know until you take a chance. And that's the one thing I haven't done in a long, long time is take a chance. So I want to do that. And then, that'll help me with like video editing and getting back into audio editing. And that's kind of where my passion is. I mean, I love the job that I have. I work for the Game Steward, thegamesteward.com. We sell Kickstarter board games. And I love my job. Love working with my friends, love my bosses, everything. But there's still that little need inside of me that loves to be, editing and doing things like that, putting stuff together. So uh it's time for that to start happening. So that's, kind of what I'm looking at doing. And the other thing I would like to do with this show is I've had already have two people approach me and want to come on with me, is just to sit around and have somebody else on here drinking coffee and talking games. And I think that's something I'm going to make happen. Because I have a lot of friends out there who do a lot of work in the gaming industry, from writing for Miskatonic Repository to running their own podcast, their own Discord channel, and their own, all like that. And I wanted to give them a chance to shine, even on my little horse and pony show. It's all about them, not about me. I enjoy doing this. I can sit here and do this and be happy with what I get. But I want to help other people because other people have helped me. So look for that in the future as well. And maybe, and just maybe, there might be some organization to my office down the road. I've got all this art I want to put up. I've been buying, that's been my thing at cons now. I buy one piece of art that I really, really like. And I want to have those framed and put around the office. So, maybe we'll actually get that organized one day. It just might, maybe just a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, so Halloween's coming up. I'm not dressing up. I'm not answering the door or anything like that. The neighborhood I'm in is just not ripe for stuff like that. So I guess I'll be watching scary movies. I could do this all day. So, but also I want to do a show. My best friend Chuck, we've known each other for 50 some years. He's like my brother from another mother. And he was saying, well, what's the best top 5 games that you've ever played? And I probably will do a show on that too. Because I've played a lot. I've been around, up and down, all around, jump up, jump down. So I'll probably do that too. There's a lot I want to do, you know, and and I appreciate you guys hanging in with me. You all just rock, just watching this little whatever this is. And again, I do appreciate that. So, but if you have any topics you want me to discuss, or if you want to know something else about me, in the gaming industry, and or what games I play, what I would love to do, what characters I've done, things like that, just put it in the bloobity bloop down below. I don't even know what the word for that is, but I'm going to call it the bloobity bloop because it's fun to say. Um, Other than that, not much is going on to bring you up to speed on. Um, we got some big things coming with Old Ways. Mike had a post on Facebook about it, I believe. So look for that. I'm not privy to everything, too. I just know that there's some great stuff coming. Uh, and yeah, I think y'all are going to be excited about it. And Bridget over in Symphony is just rocking it. I mean, Sanguine Arch. I mean, it's beautiful. That whole Vampire, the Masquerade game that's going on. Great cast. I had the honor of actually guest starring on that, and I think I'm going to be back too. So, I would recommend going to Symphony Entertainment. Bridget does a great job, and I thank Bridget for a lot because first of all, she's the one that got me on streaming to begin with. The very first streaming live game I ever did was on Symphony, and I did it from the beach. I did it in the movie theater in the house that we were renting. That was pretty cool. I had a good time. Ethan was running that game, I believe. So, um, but anyway, that's kind of what we're looking at. I mean, that's what I'm looking at down the road. So this is just kind of a small chat today. Um, enjoying my Captain America coffee. But again, I love your comments. If you have criticisms, throw them my way too. Yeah, like I said, being in radio, you kind of get immune to people saying, "Oh man, Skip, you suck. Why didn't you play a lot more Garth Brooks?" Well, I wasn't the music director, so you know. But still yell at me. I don't care. But anyway, any feedback, anything you want to hear, just drop it in the bloopity bloop down below on any of on the videos. And again, like I said, I might get a little fancy schmancy in the beginning or anything, but most of all, it's just going to be like this. And especially if I have guests on, we're just going to sit around and we're going to talk. We're going to have a good time. And they can talk about their what's going on in their world and promote their things because that's what I want to do. And I want to help because I love the gaming industry. I love gaming. It's been part of my life, for since I was knee high to a grasshopper. So anything that I could do to help people, you know, make their way in that business, I recognize that I could do some writing. I'm never going to be a really big published author. I realize that. I just don't have that oomph. But I can talk and I can give people an avenue in which for them to do their thing. And that's another reason why I want to do something like this. And that's why I'm glad some people have already reached out who want to sit in with me on. So, well, we're going to probably do that. And I hope you find that entertaining. I know I will, because I'm going to learn a lot when you get to be up there, you know, keep the brain active and learning is a great thing. So, and reading is fundamental. All you old school people will know that. Anyway, so we're not going to go about 20 minutes this time. We're just going to go ahead and cut this short. But I want to thank you again for everybody who's tuned in so far in the other two videos. Again, I love y'all. And again, this has been Coffee with the Commodore today. And remember to smile. You never know whose day you might brighten. We'll catch you on the next video. Bye, gang.